Destiny 2 in 2021 is a much different game than its 2017 release. And if, like me, you're joining the game for the first time, right now a lot of the guides you find online supply you with outdated information. This video is for new players who are just beginning, or thinking of beginning, the game for the first time. It is worth noting that I have also purchased the Legendary Edition of the game, which comes with its 2 Legacy DLCs, Forsaken and Shadowkeep, as well as the new Beyond Light expansion. However, what I touch on in this guide is still completely achievable and relevant to the free-to-play method. So, let's say you've started up the game, you've picked your class, and you completed your introduction missions in the Cosmodrome and met all your commanders in the tower. From here, the game doesn't actually tell you what your next objective is. From this point onwards, your first real objective should be to reach the soft cap, we'll explain what this is in a minute, on your item level of 1250 by simply playing the game, be it in Gambit matches, Crucible fights, strikes, or just running through the DLCs if you own them. Whichever mode you find more fun will be your best bet at this point in the game. Gambit matches being a blend of PvE and PvP, Crucible matches being the straight up PvP of the game, and strikes are short PvE missions of varying difficulties depending on what your power level is. During this time, it is also useful to accept bounties that you can acquire from each game mode's respective captains in the tower, as this is an easy way to gain high level item rewards quickly. This is essentially the core gameplay loop of Destiny 2. Play a preferred game mode, get higher level items, and repeat until you hit the max level, and you can now start playing clans and doing all the advanced missions and content that Destiny 2 has to offer. Now, before we go any further, I do believe that we should briefly cover the leveling system in Destiny 2. When you complete any of these game modes, you receive weapons and armour that should progress steadily in power level until you reach level 1250, which is the soft cap for Season 13. Now that you've hit this soft cap, you will no longer be getting items that keep increasing in power just from simply playing the game. Instead, you'll have to rely on powerful rewards for any substantial gain in gear level. These rewards are usually given from weekly challenges for each game mode and bounty supplier challenges. The easiest way to identify if you have any weekly challenges remaining is to check the Destinations tab and look for any location that has these golden markers next to them. If you go onto one of these challenges, you'll actually see what it entails and what type of rewards you will get. Now, when you complete one of these challenges, you will be rewarded with a piece of gear that is guaranteed to be 3 power levels over what your current gear power level average is. However, you might notice that when you equip it, your power level might not change. This is because you need an average of 8 gear levels above your current average gear level for your power level to increase. Let's say, for example, that your current level is 1258. To increase this to 1259, you'll need an average of 8 gear levels above that across all your currently equipped gear. This could mean that you've just received a piece of armour that is a level of 1261, but to gain your next power level, you need 5 other pieces of gear with a power level of at least 1259 to go up 1 level. Once you have reached a power level of 1300, you have got to the hard cap. At this point, the next grind is for the final 10 levels to reach the pinnacle cap. This works exactly the same way as before, except all new pieces of gear you receive will only be around 2 levels above your current average. This, coupled with the fact that there are less pinnacle weekly challenges than powerful challenges, means that it will most likely be your longest grind of the season. Now that we have covered the basic gameplay loop and have an understanding of how the levelling system works in Destiny 2, I have some tips and tricks I have found extremely hard to find as a new player due to the amount that Destiny 2 has changed over the years. The first thing you might notice as a new player is you keep getting things called Umbral engrams whilst playing the game. These engrams will say that they contain legendary items of a certain power level, however, to unlock them you need to visit something called the Helm. This is where I found that the game just simply does not give you any information as to what you're supposed to do. You might think that you have to visit the engram vendor, as she was shown to you in the tutorial, but this person actually does not help you with Umbral engrams. Instead, you must progress through the game enough to unlock the chance to visit the planet Nessus. Here, there is a battleground that you can take part in, which is extremely similar to a strike, except at the end of it you'll receive an artifact called the Bell of Conquest and unlock the Helm back at the tower. Now you can visit the location, sit through a cutscene, and have access to the Umbral decoder and the prismic recaster, which you can use to open your Umbral engrams. The second tip that I have for a brand new player starting the game is that you do not need to focus on exotic gear immediately and think that it's the most powerful gear in the game, and as such should be your focus right from the get-go. These items are usually obtained through long and difficult quest lines which require a character to be already at a very high power level, or they're dropped rarely at high level nightfall or other difficult strikes. The final tip that I have for you is to play the game at your own pace and enjoy yourself. Do not feel like you have to be rushing through the game to reach the pinnacle level, maximising your time and sucking the enjoyment out of the game in a mad dash to catch up to those players that are already ahead of you. There are a lot more intricacies in Destiny 2 than what I have touched on in this video, and it's easy to become overwhelmed at the beginning and lose the enjoyment. So please, take your time, enjoy the game, play however you like, and don't let other people tell you that you're wrong. That about wraps up all the information that a new player to Destiny 2 in 2021 would need to start the game. Thank you for watching the video, and if you found it helped, please consider leaving a like as it can help the video reach other new players as well. Subscribe for more gameplay tips, guides and stream highlights, and I'll see you in the next video.